Well, hello, folks. We're here once again on our good old crappie spot. I've got a friend with me today, and let you say hi to Bryce. Say hi to folks. I just met Bryce at the lake a couple of days ago, and I told him, I said, Bryce, if you got $100 bill, I'll bring you fishing. Well, he said he had $100 bill, and to my understanding, he still got that $100 bill, but I brought him fishing anyway. We've already put 4 crappie in the boat. How many have you caught, Bryce? 5 or 6?
Yeah, 5, 6. I think like keepers.
Yep, just a keeper or two.
Yeah.
But he's caught several
Quite a few.
several small ones. I gotta finish setting up here, folks. I don't want to restart it because I've already got the camera rolling. But I forgot to plug my mic in. There we go. I'm hoping that that's going to make a difference. So we just got the camera set up. We'll be showing you as we go. We're fishing with jigs. We're also fishing with minnows with one rod set out there. What's your favorite thing about crappie fishing, Bryce?
The activity, probably.
Just the activity.
Yeah, because it's a lot more active and you usually catch a lot more fish than you do fishing for, like, I'd say largemouth, or catfish or whatever. It's a whole lot more active.
Well, there you are talking on that activity, and I just had a bite and I missed it.
Nice.
That's happened several times to us today, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
I told him as soon as we catch 46 more crappie, we're going to give up the crappie fishing today. We're going to go see if we can find something else. We've got 6 jug lines set out here, hoping maybe we catch a channel cat or a big old yellow cat or something on the bottom.
And maybe a bluer.
There's no wind on the lake. Man, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I want to tell you folks, once again, I really, really appreciate your comments. I appreciate all of the subscriptions. Share it with your friends. This is for your enjoyment, and I hope you like it. I'll tell you, if you decide you want to go fishing sometime, if you just get in touch with me, I'll be glad to take you with me. But if you show up, I would take you. So be sure to leave me comments. You can email me. Just like Bryce can tell you that I just met him fishing on the bank the other day, and I told him, I said, you want to go fishing, call me. What happened, Bryce?
Well, yesterday I called you. I was like, hey, you want to go fishing? And you were like, yeah.
Okay.
And we ended up working it out.
Just like I said, Bryce, just like he said, he called me. Oh, there he is right there, Bryce. I got your fish.
Yes, you did. You took them.
Man, I caught your crappie. I think he's a deformed crappie, though.
Yeah.
We're going to measure him and see what he
His nose is close
to
his tail.
I think his tail grew too close to his nose again. But anybody watching my YouTube channel, if you want to go fishing, let me know. I would be glad to take you with me. And Bryce can vouch for the fact that I do what I say. 9 3/4 inches long.
Yes.
Tell him goodbye, folks. Ooh, he's got to grow. And there he went. I'm looking, Bryce. I got it right here. I'm going to hand you something. You got a fish? He's got a fish on his minnow.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Is that one of them deformed crappie?
Possibly.
I believe that's about a 9.5 incher. Let's do this. Let's see.
Well, you can still measure.
There it is in the bucket right there. Can you stretch 10 inches?
That's 10.
Close his mouth. We don't want him to. Oh, he's 10 inches, isn't he? Pinch his tail and close his mouth. Make sure he touches it.
He hits 10.
He's 10 inches.
He's 10
Ooh,
inches.
that's another keeper. That right there makes. I'll click it for us. That's no.
Oh, I didn't click it last time I caught one.
I did.
Oh.
That's 5. Toss him
Where's he at? Where's the live well?
right there.
Oh, there he is.
Pitch it. That's 5 crappie. I'm gonna give you something, Bryce.
Alrighty.
Here's something to keep your hands, get the slime off your hands with. You can keep that handy. Do me a favor, my friend.
Yes, sir. What do you need?
If you'll raise that lid where the battery is right there, this rod sitting on, there is a red and a small red and a small black.
Yep.
Hook them up to the post. That's hook that one up, and then the black one. We'll leave them running for a few minutes. That's my aerator went out. I had to put a new pump on in my boat yesterday. That's what I was doing whenever you called me and asked me about going fishing. I was putting a new aerator in, and we need to get some water, some air on those crappies.
Yeah.
Well, Bryce was doing some bank fishing when I saw him, and
Yeah, I ended up with a 3-pounder later that day.
run up with a 3-pound, yeah, that's largemouth.
Yeah, just fishing off the bank with
Fishing
some.
right down the dock, fishing off the bank. Who would have thought it? But that's a nice fish. He's trying to catch a mess of fish because he's got an appointment this evening. What's going on this evening?
I'm gonna be frying some fish for my girlfriend and her family.
All right.
Yeah.
Bryce is going to be feeding his girlfriend and her family this evening. He wants to make an impression. So,
Hopefully they like it. I've never cooked for them before.
well, and I almost had Bryce as well as a crappie. I thought I was going to get a double catch there, man.
Yeah. A Bryce plus a crust.
Have a Bryce crappie. If we catch him, we'll then throw him back and let him grow up. He's gonna be Mr. Hollywood on my YouTube channel when I get home and this evening.
Well, hopefully you don't get famous and decide not to fish with me anymore.
Well, if I tell you what, if I get famous at it, oh, he caught another one. That there is a slab. He got a slab, man.
Got
Look
me a
at
slab.
that
a
boy.
slab donkey.
Look at that. Woo! He's gonna have to measure that one. That may be the biggest one yet. He caught an 11-incher a while ago.
Yeah.
He's cooking me pretty bad, folks. I taught him how to do it. He'd never done it before, but I brought him out here and I learned the boy well.
Yeah. I got a good teacher, man.
And I'll tell you, I would encourage you folks. There's a measure right there. See how
Where's
big
the
that
camera
boy
so I
is.
can show him?
Oh, let's do that. Let's put him on the camera there.
There he is.
Look at that. How long is that fish?
And he comes out to 10.5. Just
10.5 inches. Well,
just about. Did you click the clicker?
No, I haven't. That ought to be number 6.
6.
And then when you go back to the back of the boat, if
You
you'll
click it right here?
Yep. If you'll unhook those battery cables, we're full on that. That aerator's working well. We're filled up. We're filled up. I think I'm going to do something else for him in a minute when he's ready to change lures after he quits beating me real bad.
Yeah.
I'll show you folks. I think I found it. I was looking for it a day or two ago and I couldn't find my bleeding shad that I made the last one. Brad, did you eat that bleeding shad that was laying up here?
No, sir. It should be right along here. That's where I set it down with this. It should be up there.
Well, you know what? I may have moved it. Well, we got fish to catch right now. I'm gonna have to find that bleeding shad because I tied one. I tied one, and what I did, I don't know if I told you in my last video, but on the latest bleeding shad, oh here it is right here. I'll show you what it is. Okay, I don't know if I showed you this one or not, but when I tied him up, I took red fingernail polish and just strut it, made streaks and tried to pinch it together to hold the tail together with red fingernail polish. So uh, when when you're ready
Yes, sir.
and you want to, I want you to try one that I tied, my bleeding shad. You want to try him now?
Yeah, we can put them on right now. Let's do it.
If I put this on here,
Then I start beating it
he beats me, and then I'm going to take it off
and put it on.
and put it on my line because I don't like to be beat every time I go fishing.
Yeah.
But no, it's okay. I'm going to show Bryce how he needs to tie. A simple way to tie a loop knot. Now, Bryce, whenever you're crappie fishing, that jig didn't have a loop knot on it, but this is a loop knot. An easy way to do it: you just bring your tag in back, and hold it in your, so you got both lines right there.
Yes, sir.
Wrap it around 2 fingers, so you've got both lines and you've got a loop. Then you just take that jig and you want to go through that loop 3 times. 1,
2.
if I can get through the second time, that's 2.
And pray it goes
Sometimes
through
it's
the third
kind of
one.
hard to. Sometimes it's kind of hard, depending on the line. It's kind of hard to get it to go through there. So you got it through 3 times. Then you keep a hold of the tags and you pull that knot down. You want it down. This is going to be a little bigger, than what you want. But then you pull the tag in pretty tight, and then pull the other end tight. Make sure that it's going to hold. And then I generally grab both of them, and then clip that tag. And I'll show you the reason for doing this. You want that jig or that minnow, whatever you're fishing with, you want it to look as real or as natural as possible. Okay, the thing is, when that's floating, it's going to be floating like that in the water flat. And then as you jerk it, it has the tendency to, it's free to move and to wiggle.
Right.
And so that's why you tie a loop knot on.
And loop knots, and they're generally good for crappie. Are they good for bass too? You think?
There are more than one way to tie a loop knot. I don't have a video or any way to show you right now, but if you will look at tying loop knots, it will work for doing shad for bass or other fish. But especially if you're swimming it and moving it around a little bit, other than just letting it lay still in the water. As long as you're moving that minnow around, it fluctuates.
Right.
And it kind of swims.
No, that's pretty much the whole point.
And
is that your line?
This is my line right. Oh, that was a piece of line that I cut off.
Good thing I caught it.
Tell you what, dude, here's the thing. That's laying flat out there.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I saw a bass jump. I just got excited. I was like,
I'm going to say, if you're going to throw over there, then slide that knot down, because that water's only about 6 foot deep over there. Adjust that
right here by the pool. See that?
Adjust that knot according to what you think the depth of the water is, so it's not laying right on the bottom. There you go. I'll show you what he's doing here, folks. He's got, you see his bobber in the water, I think.
Yeah. Here's my rig.
And
So.
he's just fishing just a little ways off the bottom.
The minnow, and then we have a little slip bobber here, and then there's a knot tied into the rod, into the line up here towards the top, and this stops the float. So it has you at a set depth like that.
Okay. Now, did you move that slip knot down some then?
No, I'm pretty sure you tied this one.
Okay. That slip knot needs to be slid up the line further to where it's about fishing about 7 feet, about 7 feet deep.
So it just slipped up.
So you're going to slide it up. It just slides up. And I'll also show you in a little bit. You can buy slip knots in packages of like 15 or 20 of them, and they're thread, and they're only a couple of dollars, $1.90 something at Academy or Walmart or places. But you can make your own. I made that one out of monofilament, and then you want a little bitty bead that will not slide past that knot. And then you got the bead on it, it stops it, and then when you put your bobber below that bead, then it'll only go to that depth, and then you have your split shot and your bait below that. It works with that setup will work with jigs as well as it will with. Looky there. Oh, he's done caught one. He just laid it down and he got one. Oh, I believe he got a slab. It may be a keeper, but he's not a great big one.
Yeah. He looked like, man, he just took it, dude.
He did. He just took off with it. He got that hook. He got that hook in his mouth big time. Maybe it stretched him a little bit, and he went to be 10 inches. We're going to find out. Oh, I thought you just threw him back. He didn't make it. He was going to measure the bobber and the minnow.
Yeah, make sure it's at least 10 inches away.
Yeah, make sure that bobber is at least 10 inches long. I thought he threw the fish back. What did he do? Threw him over the back of the boat. He was 9.5 inches.
Yeah, just about 9.5.
Yeah.
Washing my hands off and.
He's trying to beat me, but I'm not going to let him beat me real bad today.
Not today. That was weird because I think the slip knot must have moved or something. Because as soon as I readjusted it.
He just let that thing in the water, and as soon as it hit the water, it just kept going down.
I already know I'm going to get another one. So I'm not even going to. Or I got to try a jig. So.
He's over here playing with the minnow, and he's not even messing with the bleeding shad. I guess I'm
I
going to have to take it away.
One.
Oh, he's got another fish.
Or I had one. Dang, yeah, he took my minnow.
Oh,
you might have to go to live bait.
There's a song about that. There was an old TV show a long time ago before you were born that I really enjoyed.
What was it?
Did you ever watch Gilligan's Island?
Gilligan's Island. Yeah, I watched it with my grandparents.
And you know, there's a song. The minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost.
That's what they're talking about.
That was a poor joke. Maybe you got a better one than that today.
Man, Gilligan's. I haven't seen that in a while though. It's been
Watching Gilligan's Island with his grandparents. That sounds like my grandkids watching stuff with me.
Yeah.
One of my grandsons, when he was about 5 years old, I set him down. He stayed with us for a while. His mom was working, and she'd bring him to Mama and Papa's house. And Carson and I would sit and watch westerns together. We watched Bat Masterson. I don't know if you've ever seen Bat Masterson, but
The westerns that I would watch, my grandparents would like Gunsmoke and stuff.
Gunsmoke, but it's older than Gunsmoke. But I taught him at 5 years old to sing Bat Masterson, the theme song to Bat Masterson. If you stick around long enough, Bryce, we may just turn the TV on here in a minute while we're fishing, and I'll teach you Bat Masterson.
Yeah, it'll be our theme song. And whenever we're on the way back.
You'll have to look it up and watch. But that's a fun thing about fishing with grandkids or somebody else's grandkids. I was going to mention a minute ago. I don't think you mind me mentioning what you're going to be doing in a couple of 3 months.
No, you go right ahead.
Bryce graduated from high school early, and in about 3 months, the young man is going into the military. He's going into the Army. His mom was in the Army. His dad was a Marine, and he's following family tradition. So I'm going to ask you folks if you would pray for Bryce, as he goes into the Army in a few months, starts his career serving his country, and I was really proud when I heard him say that he was doing that, and Bryce, just know, man, me and my wife are gonna be praying for you in your career in that.
I really do appreciate it.
I'm excited for you.
But to add on to the family tradition thing you were talking about, yeah, I've had family in the military all the way up to the Civil War, man. We've been fighting for
Which
country for a long time.
which side of the Civil War were y'all on?
My family was fighting for the North. Most of my family's from Ohio and Michigan.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess I'm going to have to throw him out of the boat, folks.
Yeah.
You got a fish on your minnow.
I do.
You got a fish on your minnow. Catch that fish on your minnow. Oh, look at that. He's got a fish on the minnow. He got a knife. Oh, that may be a keeper.
You think?
Yeah, that's a 10-inch fish there. Yeah, buddy. When these minnows are gone, he's going to have to start fishing like me and quit messing
We'll put a live minnow on.
with catching them.
And we're not even using minnows, we're just using whole
Using
shad.
dead minnows, right?
Yeah, dead
He's
shad.
using dead minnows and he's catching dead crappie.
He's an alive crappie, okay?
He's a live crappie.
He's an alive crappie. He's gonna be a dead crappie.
He's gonna be a dead crappie this evening when
We
his
gotta measure
girlfriend
it
gets
first.
to the dinner table, right?
Yeah.
He hadn't told me yet what time that he's gonna start cooking.
I was hoping to be, I was hoping to be back at home around 3:30.
Around 3:30.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have you there before 5 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll have him home, but he thinks he needs to be home before 3:30.
Yeah, because I have to go to. I'm not cooking them in Abilene. I gotta go to Monday.
Gotta go to Monday.
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, I have a bunch of friends that were from Monday.
He's short.
Is he short? You can't stretch him, huh? Pinch that tail.
You tell me.
Does he touch the line?
He's close, but just short.
Oh, he's too short. He's too short.
Off the
folks.
back.
That was a 9 7/8 inch crappie.
Yeah, he was so close. It's like every crappie that's legal, people catch them and eat them. So like everything that's in here is just under, But shoot, we already got what, 6?
We got 6.
6 already.
Well, we've already got enough for a mess for that girlfriend tonight.
Yeah. So mission accomplished.
You'll have to. I'll tell you what I'll try to do when I get home.
Yes, sir.
I will try to get this video on YouTube, and you can show her you catching her supper. How's that?
I would actually love to do that. I'll just need to.
That would be awesome. And I may not even edit this one.
Just raw footage.
And just raw footage. Just stack it on the YouTube
Well, I'm
and
just
let it roll. And
confused as it.
I've got to find out though. Are you a whiz with TikTok or any of the other media places?
I actually happen to not like TikTok in particular, but I do have Instagram and Snapchat.
Well, maybe I can trade him teaching me some of how to put videos on other places other than just YouTube.
Oh yeah, I know how to do that. Easy.
And he may want royalty when I get rich doing this, and he may want me to buy him a boat. But I have 3 boats I got to buy for grandkids first, though.
I can't figure out how to get this line out. I don't know where it's stuck at.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me have it. You fish with your.
Oh.
Hand me the rod and I'll fix that while you're doing it. I know how to fix it. Hand me this pink rod here. My wife will be pleased that you caught crappie on her rod and reel here, on her reel.
Yeah.
She had a pink rod and a pink reel that I bought her in Bellows several years ago. We lived up in Idaho, and she wanted this little bitty tiny pink ultralight rod and reel because she thought it was cute. Well, I did too. Well, I bought it for her. But I thought she needed something else, Bryce. There was a bigger one that wasn't ultralight, and I thought if she's gonna catch bigger fish, she needs a bigger rod and reel. I bought that one for her, and it was the wrong one. So you know what I had to do?
Take it back.
I had to go back in and buy the other.
Oh, I believe it.
So I bought her 2 rods and reels that day, and then I was using her little ultralight crappie fishing, and I broke, the rod just broke. I was with a friend. Our friend was with me when he saw me break it. He said, "You're in trouble now." I told him, I said, "You're right." But I said, "I know how to get out of trouble.
What's the secret?
I'll just go home and ask her to forgive me." And I think it worked. Okay, that.
Well, you
See,
know
while
what they say.
while you're doing that right there for a minute,
Yeah.
let me throw this bleeding shad one time or twice while you're catching on that minnow, and then I'll give it to you.
Yeah, but the sinking action on those it's really nice.
Now here's the thing, on this bleeding shad, he's so light, you have to be patient with him and give him time to get down there, and he doesn't really take all of the slack out of the line because he's so stinking light in the water. Well, I'm trying to figure out. I've got to get some more lead wire. When I lived in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, I used to tie flies, trout fishing.
Never
Well,
caught a trout before.
My jigs have all been tied with stuff that I've had for years, and I just used what I had. Well, I got to get some heavier lead wire to wrap the hook with to give it a little more weight, because I don't think that this thing weighs a 32nd of an ounce. And
Look at that.
okay, hand that here and I'll undo that for you.
Man, you fish.
Hey, here,
I want you to be able to fish, man.
Hey, I'll go fishing when you're doing something else, messing around. I'll swap with you. How's that? I'll get that. Well, I got to show you.
Yeah.
Look what Bryce caught. Now I just got to figure out if I can get that out. I'm not going to talk bad about him yet.
To be fair, I don't think that I caught that one. It just kind of happened.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I went to go cast it and the whole thing was killed.
Well, you know what? When I see something like this happen, there's only. Did you get a bite just then?
Just got hammered.
He hammered it.
It must have been a
He's hammering. Oh, he hammered that. Oh, right at the top of the water. He hammered the bleeding shad. Well, I hate to do this, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to have to cut that. I pulled on it. I thought I had it loose, and when I pulled on it, you know what happened? It just went dog-tied. That's the way I do things a lot. All right, let's see here. Let's let some line out and pull that through the eyes so I don't have to thread it again. We'll pull some line out here. It may have too much line on that reel. This is not the best reel. I think this is the last Shimano I'll buy like this, and I've had it for probably 25 years. I didn't like it after I bought it, and I don't like it anymore today. But you fish with what you got. I guess I ought to tell Bryce, my grandkids, and my kids that they can buy me some more crappie material for my birthday or Christmas. So don't forget it. He may not do it, but he won't forget it. He'll remember that I said it.
You know, I might even let you catch all the fish.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
For your birthday, man.
He's all right. I don't care what his mama said about it.
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
I was like, wait, what my mom said?
Everybody else got it, but Bryce didn't get it. He's not real slow though.
When it comes to the fishing.
I was sitting over here coaching him when to say something, and I told him I held up the sign that said, "Say a funny."
Say a fun.
Say a funny. All right.
I wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, I'll show you. You see this right here?
Yeah.
That right there is a slip knot that I had on there. And what I did, I just took and made like 4 loops, 3 loops, 4 loops, and I put one end of the string through those loops this direction, and I put the other end through this direction, and then I slid it down on a piece of straw. And now what I'll do, and that way it keeps it open, and you can like I say, you can buy them, and they got a little thread that's heavier than that. But then after I slide my line through there, then I just take that little piece of straw and that piece of monofilament, throw that away. I grab a hold of those tag ends, wet it a little bit, and then the string works better because this is what happens a lot of times with monofilament. It does that number to it. I may have to throw this away and do something else.
We could just put like a normal bobber rig on it.
I could do that. You know what? I'm going to take that off there, and I'm going to show you one of the factory made shops that you can buy in the pack, and they look like this right here. And because they're being string, they stay on better. But this is a factory bought one right here. I don't really like them because they get hung. Depending on the size of the eyes of your rod, they can get hung up in the eyes whenever you go to cast them. That's why I like to use the monofilament. But then whenever you do that right there, you just pull that thing tight, slide that off of there. You got your bobber stopper on there, and then you just pull those ends tight so that it grips down. Then you check it, make sure that it will slide, but it's on there. Then I take and clip those. I leave just a little bit of tag because they can loosen up unless you break one off. But I leave just about that much tag, just enough to get a hold of it with my teeth or my fingernails, to pull it tight again if it starts loosening up and doesn't want to stay snug.
It's a good little crop spot though.
Put that right there, and then after we do that, then I've got a little box of let's see if this one's going to be small enough. I see it down there in the tackle box. If I can pick it up, this hole may be too big. No. You know what? With that one, with this, I don't even need that stopper. What is this box? There it is. See that hole in that is small enough that thread will never go through that bobber. So we'll put the bobber on there. Come on now, you got to catch something on that bleeding shad. I got to show these folks that I tied something that works. I would drag that thing right against the boat. If I were you, I'd just right here close. Oh, have you? That's why why you've been beating me. I was trying to get you out there away so you didn't beat me till I can get my line back in. I got my jig in the water, but it's not catching anything, I don't think. He's not watching it for me either.
I'll try. See, my rigs, whenever I fish, are like really simple. Just because I'm not very good. Like, if I mess up and on like a complex thing and I have to completely restart, I get really upset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I don't want to fish.
What I saw you fishing with the other day was a little bit heavy for crappie fishing.
Oh yeah, 'cause I was just going for like catfish and bass.
He was going for 40 pounders is what he was going for, folks. He wanted that 40-pound yellow cat.
Yes, I did.
And he also wanted that 20-pound hybrid.
Jeez, I'm sorry.
Oh, his mama's calling him. We better let him be quiet and let him talk.
Yeah, you know what Mama will do.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not Mama.
That sounded more like a girlfriend ring.
Is it? Yeah, well, it's my friend Victor. It's my girlfriend, I guess.
Yo,
Hey,
you at your house?
No, man, I'm out fishing right now. What you doing? I'm out fishing right now. I'm at Fort Phantom. I'm out on the boat right now. I'm gonna be out. Yeah, I'm gonna be out till like 5 minutes. And then I gotta go cook dinner for my girlfriend. So. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Well, that wasn't his girlfriend. Okay, man. I'm only down, you say I'm only down about 6 foot or so, but that ought to be a start for you.
Alrighty. You wanna show me how to use this one?
You want me to show you how to use that bleeding,
Yes.
that bleeding shad?
Yeah, I guess I'm a whole lot better with live bait.
All right, you use that minnow for a minute, and I'll show you how, and then you have to get back on it. So I'm just going to chunk it over there. If it doesn't do any good, I'm going to go back to my other jigs. My suggestion is fish that right against that post right there. Each where you've been catching them is right against that post, right? A lot of them.
Yeah,
With the minnow?
right against the post, and then every time I promptly cast in right in between here.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I wanted to fish there. That's why I was having you fish over by the post. Everybody will tell you that I steal fishing spots when I go take people fishing. Yeah, they'll tell you I get in their spot. Gary would tell you that. Mike will tell you that. Barry would tell you that. My friends in Alaska would tell me that whenever I went halibut fishing with them. I need to go back to Alaska and go fishing with my friend Guy.
I almost forgot.
I'm going to be coming one of these days, Guy. I'll tell you what.
Dude, you got a setup. We've had chairs the whole time.
We had chairs all along.
We had chairs
there
all along.
Now you can sit down and lazy fish.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. You've got to see this. I had the camera turned off for a little bit. Here's Bryce. We're still fishing. Say hi, Bryce.
Hello.
Are you happy?
Yes, I am.
Now, I have to show you that this rod, we just landed this, and there is, let me get the rod over here. This is a crappie rig. Leave that in his mouth. I want it to see. Okay, here's the little old crappie rig with 6-pound test on it. All right, now I'm going to show you down here in the mouth that jig just came out of that fish's mouth. Now I'm going to hand the camera to Bryce, and he's got the camera and the mic, and I'm going to get in here and pick this flathead up And folks, I have to tell you, this is the first flathead catfish I have ever caught in my life. Not only the first one, but the biggest. And there, my friends, for YouTube special is a nice meal right there. Look at that baby. Okay, now we're going to do something. I'm going to put him on the scales. I've got a pair of scales right here, and we're going to find out what this bad buddy weighs. If I can get the scale to hook.
Wait, let's make a guess first. Let's make a guess first.
Okay, take a guess.
11.
11? He's biting my finger. Okay. He's not 11, but you tell him what it is, Bryce, when he quits kicking.
All right.
About 8.5?
Yeah, just about 8.5.
About 8.5. That is a nice cat in anybody's book. We have, I'm going to show you, we have 15 crappie in the boat. We have 2 channel cat in the boat, and we have a drum that weighed about, oh, he was 15 inches. Wasn't
Yeah, 15
a
inches.
15-inch drum and an 8.5-pound yellow cat. That is a good day fishing. We're not through. We're not through. Woohoo! Woohoo! Like my channel and subscribe. That was on a crappie jig, 6-pound test line, and it was fun.
Yes, it was. Good fish, man.
Thank you. Second. Okay, so Bryce, what in the world did you do, young man?
I hooked up to a striper.
All right, look at that. And you caught that striper on a chunk of cut bait.
Yes, I did.
On a chunk of shad, gizzard shad, 18.5 inches long. He's a keeper. That's his first striper. Congratulations.
First ever striper.
Man, we've had a blessed day today.
Yes, we have.
Let's go run and see what else we got out there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Well, folks, you got to see this. Bryce just netted himself about a 6 or 7 pound blue cat. Let's find the scales. What do we do with the scales? Hook him up there, Bryce.
Yes, sir.
Hook him in the gill and let's see what that boy weighs. Hold it up there, turn it around. What does he weigh?
Just about 6.
He weighs about 6 pounds. Look at that. Woo, that's a nice 6-pound blue. We got an 8.5-pound yellow. We got a 6-pound blue, an 18-inch striper hybrid, and we've got ourselves 15 crappie. That is a good day of fishing, folks. Bryce, I'm glad I got to take you, man.
Yes, sir. I was glad I got to come with you.